of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome everybody.
Thank you and welcome everybody.
I'd like to call
to order the regular board meeting for the Oceana County Board of Commissioners for July 17, 2023.
And I ask the clerk
to do a roll call, please.
Mr. Erickson?
Here.
Mr. Morris?
Here.
Mr. Beggs?
Here.
Mr. Hardy?
Here.
Mr. Walker?
Here.
Here, thank you.
Here, thank you.
I ask for a motion to approve the minutes from our
July 13,
2023
2023 meeting.
I'll make that a motion.
Moved by Mr. Hardy, do we
Moved by
have a
Mr.
support?
Hardy, do we have a support?
I'll support. I wasn't here, so.
Support by Mr. Moore.
Support by
Any
Mr.
questions
Moore.
or
Any questions or comments on the
presented?
minutes as presented?
All in favor of
All
approval,
in
say
favor
aye.
of approval, say aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Conflict of interest
Conflict of interest disclosure regarding agenda items. Are there any conflicts
that
that board members want to claim?
Hearing none.
Hearing
Do we have any
none, do we have any
to the
changes
agenda?
to the agenda?
Mr. Erickson?
Mr. Walker, I would like to
add to our agenda approval of the engineering fees for Mr.
in
Tiffany
regards to the Crystal
in regards
Valley
to the
Dam.
Crystal Valley Dam.
And
Do
the
we,
engineering
the
fees as
engineering
presented.
fees as
As
presented?
presented in his
As
proposal.
presented in his proposal.
And,
Okay, and
I asked,
Administrator,
Administrator, what
yeah.
number do you want us to use?
What number
for
do you
that?
want us to use for that?
It was on the end of 2023-83.
Okay.
Okay.
We will, let's
We will-
do that right
let's
after
do
the
that
budget
right after
amendments
the
so
budget
we can-
amendments, so we can,
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Erickson,
and
would you do
Mr.
that
Erickson,
for
would
us,
you do
please?
that
Yes,
for us,
sir.
please?
Yes, sir.
Any other
Any other
changes to the agenda?
changes to the agenda?
Motion to approve the
Motion to
agenda with the
approve
one
the agenda
addition?
with the one addition?
So moved.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Erickson, do
Moved
we
by
have a
Mr.
support?
Erickson, do we have a support?
I'll support Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy.
All in favor, say aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed?
Public comment.
Public comment?
Any public comment at this time?
Any public comment at this time, or?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Height.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Height.
Hi, Steve.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Quick report on what's
Quick
going on in the
report on what's
valley.
going on in the valley. As you know, we applied for the, the
Oceana County.
Oceana
Land
County
Bank
Land Bank
applied
applied for and was granted a blight grant.
Spent a lot of time on.
We spent a lot of time on putting the information
Mary
together.
Lou and I went
Mary Lou and I went through demolition 101 yesterday. That was an
90
exciting 90 minutes.
We
We look forward to the rest of the stuff
that's coming our way.
that's coming our way.
I have to say.
I have to say
That the word gets around.
that the word gets around, and one of our
citizens
poorer
took it
citizens took it upon herself to ask a contractor to come in and tear down a blighted building, and they gave her monthly payments. I just think that kind of
attitude change.
has been remarkable,
What I'm seeing in my
what I'm
short
seeing in my short tenure in the valley.
We're gonna talk about.
We're gonna
the
talk
road
about
project,
the road
which
project, which you got a package on a couple of weeks ago. I
was invited to go out.
was invited to go out to Harbor Farms and meet the principals out there. What an absolutely incredible situation they have going on. I think they're gonna make great progress in that, but also what a diamond in the rough we have right in our
I know they're a
backyard.
valuable
I
part
know
of
they're a
our
valuable part of our
community,
community,
so valuable that-
and all I was there is to share what can we do to help your business to make our business better.
As you know, we're farming.
As you know, we're farming about 12,200 acres and putting about $24 million back into the economy here in Oceana County. And we threw some numbers out there. If we could increase our production by a couple of percent,
That's another,
$750,000 or more just back into the gross. They were ecstatic with it because one of the problems they have there is consistency of deliveries and reliable product back out.
And
And they don't see any reason not to grow.
If we can
if we can tell them that we can support the farming
That
community.
means we have to work
That
on
means that we have to work on our master plan
and our planning,
and our planning, strategic planning. How do we grow more crops on the same amount of ground, get it to them in a timely fashion? And
It isn't gonna take just.
it isn't gonna take just me for a couple of years, it's
My
gonna take
predecessor,
my
your
predecessor and your
predecessor.
predecessor, so I hope that we do work on a
And
master
lay that
plan
road work
and
out
lay
there.
that road work out there for them.
In my research.
Change
on my
subjects,
research
on my
for the
research
dam,
for the dam,
I came across this
I came across this
on the
piece
park,
on the park,
and in 2007.
and in 2007, pre-Newhoff,
I
I guess the county was able to get a grant, but they couldn't come up with the funds to cover their 20% or 25% matching.
So the citizens of
Crystal Valley came in with the labor and put in the pipes, put in the ball diamond, put in the pavilion, and that took care of the matching funds. It was brought up, in the past, what do we do, what's our skin in the game?
That was part of our skin.
That was part of our skin in the
I
game.
guess the other part of our.
I guess the other part of our skin in the game is our $130,000 that we put into the county every year.
It's amazing how many.
It's amazing how many people are now contacting me instead of complaining, saying, hey, what can we do to help? How can we do it better? Including the farmers, and those guys are crazy busy.
The silt problem.
The silt problem at the dam was brought up. I have indeed talked to the grading commissioner, the deputy grading commissioner, and the road commission, and the farmers.
Saying, listen, we know where the sand.
Saying, listen, we know where the sand is coming
out of your fields.
It's coming out of your fields and the roads.
The road commission does not.
The road commission does not take the berm off the side, so the water runs down our sandy roads
Like a kayak stream.
and runs right into the stream. Not just Crystal Stream, but all of them around
It's
the
something
county.
we can fix.
It's something we can fix, it just takes time and a little bit of money.
Most of the
Information that was maybe inappropriate has been gleaned out. We know that the people on the north side of the dam are willing and able. We know that we have access to all that property.
I think we have
a pretty good chance of getting that $1 million grant.
I think that
we've eliminated the hoodlums from the area.
I've talked
with the
people that run the league out there.
people that run the league out there.
The local farmers took
The local farmers took it upon themselves to clean up the diamond, but they put the weeds on the outside of the fence, and of course, the maintenance guy said, well, that's not in my job description,
No,
so.
it's little stuff like
It's
that.
little stuff
Could you
like
brought a
that.
wheelbarrow
Could you have brought a
and picked it
wheelbarrow
up?
and a rake and picked it up and moved it, or could the maintenance guy have done that? He could have done that, it's 300 feet, so.
We're making progress.
We're making progress.
And I won't bore you with any more
And I
stuff.
won't bore you with any more stuff. Do you have any questions for me? We've got a lot going
I
on.
don't see anything happen.
I don't see anything happen with the blight stuff until we go through all the hoops and loops.
I would like to make a comment.
I would like to make a
and I
comment,
had
and I have this on this before.
Crystal Township.
Crystal Township
was an example of some people that stood up and took charge with the Blight Elimination
after our treasurer had
brought those
programs forward.
And just this morning, the treasurer has asked me to put it on the agenda for our next meeting to approve another grant for $500,000 more blight removal and remuneration in the county. So we will have that at the next meeting, it's a similar one, and
I'm not slighting Crystal
Township when I
say this.
If
they can do it,
If they can
any
do
of
it,
the townships
any of the townships can do it.
And
And-
Mary Lou
and
is
Mary Lou is
willing
willing to help every step of the way to get it done.
And I would like to see
I would like to
us
see
get applicants
us
for
get applicants for
twice
as much money as we have in the next
for
round
removal
of
blight structures.
blight structures.
But it's coming to us at
But
our
it's
next
coming to
meeting.
us at our next meeting.
To allow the treasurer
To allow the treasurer to apply for that.
I should bring up one other.
I should bring up one other little project that's not so little that I'm working on, and that's, working with the Montana Road Commission people. They utilize their millings out there, and they cover their gravel roads with several layers that have been laid, watered, compacted. It's been working phenomenally well.
If I can bring that
If I can bring that resource to Oceana County, I think that we can utilize not a renewable resource, but a resource that we have mountains of waiting to be used.
The long-term so far.
Their roads have held up extremely well, so I'll keep you posted on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lee.
Thank you for all the work.
Thank you for all the work with the county that you've done to
along.
make things go along.
Appreciate it.
It's appreciated.
Any other public comments?
Any other public comments?
Mr. Morris.
Mr. Morris, preventive maintenance contract number 2023-82.
Chairman Walker, I'd like to make a motion to enter into a 3-year preventative maintenance contract with Martech to maintain the air conditioning, heating, ventilation, and refrigeration for all county buildings for a total amount of $18,921.12.
Do we have a support?
Do we have a support? And
With the correction.
with the correction in the contract on the years.
Page
Oh,
two.
yeah.
And page 3 correction in the contract.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy.
Thank you, Mr. Hardy.
Excuse me, but who supported it?
who supported it?
Mr. Beggs, thank you,
Mr. Beggs, thank you, Mr. Beggs. Moved by Mr. Morris.
Second by Mr. Beggs.
Second by Mr. Beggs. Are there any other corrections or comments?
I want to make a comment. So, we only got one bid, right? We, as we know, our policy, our precedence is that we get 3, but we tried.
We asked.
We tried.
We solicited.
Right, so that didn't happen. I just want to make sure that's on the record, that we did try, that Brian tried for 3, and this was the only one that responded.
Yeah, Mr. Morris too, this is the same company that had the previous contract, and he told me that they were within a few $100s.
Yeah.
Of what the last 3 year quote was, so.
Sure.
Thank you for that comment.
Thank you for that comment.
Any other comments?
Any other comment?
Roll call vote, please.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Mr.
Yes.
Beggs?
Yes.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes.
Mr. Erickson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Beggs,
Mr.
budget
Beggs,
amendments.
budget amendments,
2023-84.
2023-84.
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion, 2023-84, to approve budget adjustments 06-2, 2023, in the amount of $4,126,000, $26,567, and adjustment 07-2023 in the amount of $18,255, and 08-2023 in the amount of $29,000 to correct various lines throughout the budget.
Thank you, Mr. Beggs. Do we
Thank you,
have
Mr.
support?
Beggs. Do we have a support?
I'll
Thank you,
support
Mr.
Hardy.
Hardy.
Thank you,
Any
Mr. Hardy.
comments?
Any comments or comments?
Roll call vote, please.
Roll call vote,
Mr. Beggs?
please.
Yes.
Mr. Hardy?
Yes.
Mr. Morris?
Yes.
Mr. Erickson?
Yes.
Mr. Walker?
Yes.
Yes,
Mr. Walker.
thank you.
Yes.
Mr.
Thank you.
Erickson.
Mr. Erickson, number 2023-83.
Mr. James Tiffany.
Mr. James
Agreement
Tiffany,
for engineering
agreement
for
for engineering
Crystal
for Crystal
Dam.
Dam.
But I would have right here with Tiffany and Sons in there.
Mr. Walker.
Mr. Walker,
I move to approve
the
professional services
professional
agreement
services agreement
with James E.
with
Tiffany
James E.
and
Tiffany
Son in the
Son
amount of $24,775 for the Crystal Valley Dam remediation project, with the remaining balance of $22,375
to be paid with
ARPA funds and allow Chair to sign.
Thank you, Mr. Erickson. Do
Thank
we
you,
have a
Mr.
support?
Erickson. Do we have a support?
I'll support it
I'll support it to have a conversation.
I'll second it.
So, I'll second it.
Thank you, Mr.
Second.
Morris.
Thank you, Mr. Morris. Moved by
Second
Mr. Erickson.
Morris.
Second by Mr. Morris.
Discussion?
Discussion.
Mr. Morris?
Mr. Morris?
Yeah, almost everything in me says it's time for
Us to have the dam removed.
us to have the dam removed because of
A number of things.
a number of things.
The money's
The
available.
money's available through
Senate Bill
Senate
565.
Bill 565.
It's been,
every
every
decade or so we end up fixing
putting
it,
money into it,
putting money into
$100,000
$100,000 over the last 20 years.
But
But
what you
what
have done and what
you have done and what you have done
means something to me.
means something to me.
The efforts
And
that you guys
the
have
efforts
put
that
into
you guys have put
means,
into it,
you know,
it means,
me-
to me,
means a lot.
it means a
When you see
lot
somebody put so
when you
much
see somebody
energy
put so
and
much energy and
into
effort
their community.
into their community.
I just hate to see.
I just hate to see,
I just hate to see us.
I just hate to see
go
us
down this step.
go down this step.
Because of that.
Because of that.
Again,
Again,
I actually went into this.
meeting thinking I would vote it
But
down.
I see
But I see the people reality of it and the work that they put into it,
and
and not just the dam, but the whole
and
community. And Lee, I tell you,
You're really the reason that
you're
I'm-
really
I'm
the
voting
reason that I'm voting for it.
Because of what you're doing
Because
with the
of what you're
roads
doing
and
with the
what you're doing
roads and what you're
to bring your
doing
community
to bring your
together
community
and,
together, and,
so that's what I had to say.
that's what I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Morris.
Mr. Hardy.
If I may?
Mr. Hardy.
I think one of the things here, I know this brings the total investment from the county to roughly $49,775. But I also agree with Mr. Morris. I'd like to define definitely what the overall cost would be. Whether that's removal of build up in the bottom of the pond, whatever that might be, and take a look at the total cost when we get done with Mr. Tiffany's survey and engineering plan, and whether that's again approved through the permitting process, and then make a decision on it, and also look at the longevity of what this repair. Because if we're looking at, you know, roughly 150,000 plus roughly 20-some thousand or 40,000 that we put into it. You're talking a lot of money over a period of time. And if that only lasts 10 years or less, you're in the $20,000 a year cost factor just to bring it up to acceptable standards. But I agree. I kind of concur with you, Bill. I wasn't in favor of it to start with, but I'd like to see a final number on this thing, and the only way we're going to get it is have Tiffany go through and tell us what that's going to be. Once we get the bids in. And then make a decision at that point to find out if we can continue to service this or which direction we should take. That's all I have.
I guess I would echo what's already been said. I'm willing to take this next step. We need to have solid data to make an informed decision. We've spent some money with Spicer. We've gotten some estimations. I think this is gonna move us closer to solid numbers than estimations. So we need to have that data. I think the dredging, the thought of the pond is related.
It's a related discussion.
It's a related discussion. We do need to make some determinations there. And then continued maintenance, a plan to fund and carry out. I want generational decisions made. I don't want, you know, this is gonna last us 10 years, or this is gonna last us 15 years. I wanna make generational decisions so that my grandkids don't have to have the same conversation over the same piece of concrete. And so, you know, that's what I'm after.
Paul?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, Lee.
And I understand all
of these
concerns.
Concerns. When I look at Marshville Dam,
that I was at as a boy,
it was undermined by vandals, it was taken out.
The sheer amount of money
that NOAA is putting into the Marshville Dam that doesn't hold a pond anymore.
I wish we could reallocate
some of these dollars that have flown through the checkbooks in this area to take care of specific needs.
I think the dam has been ignored.
The dam has been not maintained properly through the past few years. And I know that Mr. Tiffany can give a clear-cut plan moving forward.
And when you talk about
$150,000 today,
we had 5.2 million in ARPA dollars
flow through this checkbook with about 400,000 left remaining.
Dollars have been
at our fingertips to
put towards this project.
And if you look at the ARPA dollars that have been spent, I think we put $50,000 into a park for Shelby Township.
And I feel it's only fair that we look at other needs of our community. And when Lee talks about our valley and the sheer economic contribution, those boys out there put asparagus on the map for us. Those boys out there are hauling pumpkins and squash and carrots.
Carrots. The Owen boys are pulling more carrots than anybody in the state.
And they can pump more mud.
When we talk about pumping that pond out, this isn't a big deal. It's not rocket science. They've cleaned that pond in the past. In generational decisions, I know four generations personally that have lived in that valley, and will continue to raise their families there to till those acres.
I sure appreciate the time
the time that Mr. Walker has given this.
and you as our fellow commissioners and Mr. Highslip. And I do believe that the best thing to do right now is to get those accurate numbers, Tim, so that we can look
to the future for our
to
kids.
the future for our
I could be
kids.
gone tomorrow
I could
too.
be gone tomorrow
But
too.
I don't want anybody to think that I
forgot a
1930s
1930s era depression
and a
dam
pond that
my father swam in when he was 14 years old.
I don't want to have
I don't
those
want to
memories
have those
forgotten
memories
and
forgotten
torn out
and torn out and removed.
For me, the
secondary thing that I
think about and I'll always
think about and I'll
remember
always
about this
remember
dam.
about this
And
dam.
there was a discussion
And there was
that
a
we had
discussion
today,
that we had today,
the open questions that we had.
I certainly
am a lot
am
more
a lot
in
more in favor
of moving forward
after the opportunity to listen to Mr. Tiffany today and to find out exactly who he was and what his background was
and his expertise
in this. It makes it a lot easier for me. When I get his work back,
I'll be able to.
I'm sure it's something I'll be able to wrap my arms around, just knowing that this is what the man has done his whole life. He's worked in, and
This is the next step.
This is the next step. This isn't the end of the last step. This is the next step.
And with
that,
I got one more thing then, Robert.
If I would, in today's edition of the Herald Journal, you'll see a wonderful article on the Lamprey side that was put in the North Branch of the Pentwater River. And our Crystal Dam is part of this watershed.
And if you'll recall,
I reported months ago that we did have the Department of Interior here, and we had the Lamprey experts here. And that dam still serves as a lamprey barrier, of which now nationally we are installing on these streams to stop the migration of lamprey.
So we're ahead of the curve
right now. We have a virgin population upstream from that dam that has not been adulterated by
Pacific salmon,
nor has it been adulterated by
Atlantic
lamprey.
So, those brookies and browns that are north of the dam, they don't have to contend with lampreys. They don't have to contend with dead salmon on the banks. So it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I asked the clerk for a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Erickson.
Yes.
Mr. Beggs.
Yes.
Mr. Morse.
Yes.
Mr. Hardy.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
yes.
Thank you for the deliberation.
Thank you for the deliberation, Commissioners.
Mr. Hardy.
Mr. Hardy,
payment of claims. 2023-85.
Motion to approve for accounts payable and release of funds for 7/27/2023. Ambulance fund $25,462.37. FOC fund total $2,194.06. Automated ROD fund $2,074.80. Indigent defense fund total $35,605.81. Criminal justice training fund $200. ARPA fund total $72,799.50. Department of Veterans Affairs total $7,594.09. Technology and Innovation Fund $7,537.57. Building Department Fund total $13,286.80. For a general fund total of $687,432.04. A grand total of $854,187.03.
Do we have a support?
Morse.
Thank you, Mr. Morse.
Thank you,
Moved by
Mr. Morse.
Hardy.
Moved by Mr. Hardy, support by Mr.
Any
Morse.
questions?
Any questions?
Roll call vote, please.
Roll call vote,
Mr. Hardy.
Yes.
Mr. Morse.
Yes.
Mr. Erickson.
Yes.
Mr. Beggs.
Yes.
Mr. Walker.
Yes.
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 Reports from the commissioners?
Reports from the commissioners?
Do any other commissioners
Do any of the
anything they wanna
commissioners
bring
have
up?
anything they want to bring up?
Mr. Morse?
Mr. Morse?
I do.
So I think about
fruit for your labor, like my vote was mainly about just now.
And I think about Parks
And I think about Parks and Rec
the fruit
and the fruit or the labor that they have, and I just think if I'm them and I'm looking at that spending $22,000 on this,
I don't know, it just feels like
maybe we should consider something more for them. how much did we give in ARPA money to Parks and Rec? Do you remember off the top of your head? For their projects?
I'm gonna guess and say 90-ish.
Okay.
It was different. 30. Yeah.
So they got. He has a spreadsheet that I
Yeah,
would pull up.
yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Parks and Rec,
Parks and Rec, Black Lake,
45,320.
45,320.
Parks and Rec,
Parks and Rec,
Construction Trail,
36,000. 36,000. Gales Pond, 25,900.
Okay, so they got proof for their labor, okay.
Well, and we had
Well,
requests
and
on
we
the
had
board, though,
requests on the board, though, remember, there was a
$150,000
worth of Parks and,
for pickup truck, for more
pickup
labor.
truck,
You know,
more
Gary
labor.
does a
You
good
know,
job
Gary
of
does a
bringing
good
the
job
needs
of bringing the needs to the board, and we have probably the most underfunded Parks and Rec department in the state.
If we look at.
If we look at
total
revenue
projects.
and total projects,
We're probably gonna have
one of the highest
revenue
Parks and Rec departments for counties our size in the state next year.
Because we're gonna have several
Because
million
we're gonna have
dollars
several
coming in
million
for-
dollars coming in
For Marshfield Dam.
for Marshfield Dam.
Not our cash.
Not our cash.
Well, it is our cash.
It is our cash.
I guess I'm just, my comments about making sure that Parks and Rec, I wanna make sure that they're seeing proof for their labor as well. So it does sound like they had already, yeah, I mean, I remember that now, I couldn't remember exactly the numbers, but.
There were many requests.
There were many requests made to the ARPA that we denied.
I
foresee today with Parks and Rec,
that
so we're gonna have to have
employee.
an on-staff employee.
If not full-time,
If not
part-time,
full-time, part-time to cut the grass and to do the things that they do. Because we can't depend on volunteers forever with that.
Right.
And with the parks we have.
And with the parks we have.
I foresee some.
I foresee some, and
Things like the
vegetation out on
Crystal Dam.
Crystal Dam.
If we have an
an employee who's taking care of the Parks and Rec, when
willow whips are
a quarter inch
across
in diameter, they can cut them down.
They can get them before
They can get them before they become a problem.
Anything else, Mr. Morris?
Anything else, Mr. Morris?
No, that's all, thanks.
Mr. Erickson?
Just a couple
quick reports.
Our medical care, we're still
running at about a 78 bed.
Occupancy, we're about 12 beds shy of our break even.
We're still losing well over $100,000 a month as it has been.
One of the hot topics
right now is
an air purification
system for the rooftop for a grant that was made.
And there will be a special meeting coming up next Tuesday in regards to that. And Board of Health, Robert, I don't believe we have a dentist in part yet for our dental facility. So, you know, we've got a vacant building up there in our Cooney complex. But at Cedar Point County Park, the pavilion, as Gary had mentioned, pavilion is up, and the concrete's getting poured, and it's gonna be ADA, and the increased usage with Lake Michigan being warm has just been fantastic. So, that is one of our crown jewels, and, you know, hopefully sometime in the future we'll be able to make amends with the Poole family. I've spoken with the Poole family, and the county has had the opportunity to purchase the full property for our park system. That came 4 or 5 years ago. I was involved in that. So, you know, maybe moving forward, there might be some opportunities to increase the size of our Cedar Point County Park. With that, I'll turn it over to
Mr. Bakes.
Not a lot to report.
Lake Improvement Board, opportunities abound. I think 3 of the 4 Lake Improvement, all 4 are in the process of 5-year plan renewals and whatnot, so I think I've had 2 of those Lake Improvement Board meetings every week for the last month, it seems. Good progress there with a lot of progressive thinking going on. Each lake has their own kind of issues to be dealt with and their own unique usage, so that's been interesting to learn. Golden Township, the ORV thing was brought up. We did have another building, in Silver Lake, another business, pizza factory got hit by lightning yesterday in the storm, and resulted in a fire, so the building's still standing, but there is significant damage. You know, there were a number of lightning strikes, well, Steel Thunder from Craig, but our 911 center, a couple other businesses in Golden Township, so, haven't heard a lot from other areas, but that, for not a lot of, I didn't hear of a lot of storm damage, there still was a lot of storm damage from that, little bugger that went through yesterday. So, overall, good, things seems to be going well on the lake shore.
Mr. Hardy?
Mr. Hardy?
The 911 board meeting was actually canceled last week, just really nothing to go over at this time. It's on the same schedule for next month. And again, the active alert went out at 911 for a period of time because they had some major issues up there with their internet service due to the lightning itself. I don't know about the courthouse here, if we lost power over the industrial park for a little bit, but came back on. But other than that, I don't have anything to report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amy, do you have anything?
Amy, do you have anything for us?
Not right now, no.
Not right now, no.
Tracy? Nothing?
Tracy? Nothing?
I made my comments.
During the meeting about the opiate settlement in the land bank. And,
again, I can't say
enough about our treasurer,
for what she has done
to help with this blight project.
Public comments?
Public comments?
Any public comments?
Any public comments?
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you, fellow commissioners.
Thank you,
and
fellow
thank the
commissioners,
audience.
and thank the
And
audience.
We stand adjourned.
We stand adjourned.